Hi YouTube, what is up? I am Wicked and today I'm going to be breaking down the drop of my track Blame, which recently came out last Friday. And please note that in this tutorial, I'm going to be only breaking down the drop. If you want to see the breakdown of the whole track, it is available on my Patreon. And if you have any questions about how I did what I did, just ask me in the comments below. So first, let's have a listen on how it sounds. Okay, so if you've streamed the track, it's great. If you haven't, just go check it out. It's available everywhere. So that's the kick and the snare, or should I say a clap. It's a pretty simple pattern, and let's see how I made it. The kick actually consists of two samples. One sample is for the body of the kick, and it sounds like this. And then we have a transient layer. Both of them together are going through a compressor, glue compressor, and another compressor, which on the polished punchy drum bus. And I have a bass lane. Now this is a great plugin if you want a nice wide low end. You just set your frequency over here. Just mix in the side harmonics. Let me just make it really aggressive to tell you how it sounds. So now you can hear how it's adding side information to the kick and making it nice and wide. For the clap, I also have 3 layers. All of 3 them are going through some fresh air for a nice shiny top end, and at last they are getting clipped so that the peaks remain in control. Then I have this reversed kick. And reversed kicks are so good if you want to add impact in your drums. I mean, listen to it without the reverse kick and then with the reversed kick. Then we have some cymbals over here. They are sidechained to the kick and snare using the Kickstart plugin. And then I have a plugin called Texture, and as I've told you, Texture is used for layering nice any sound on it. For example, here I'm layering this tambourine sound on top of it. It's really subtle, but it just makes it more interesting. Then I have this Haas effect, which just makes the whole cymbals wide and full. Then I have these fills over here, and this is how the drop drums sound all together. And now let's check out the main thing, which is the drop bass. I'm calling it the glitch growl. Let's see how it sounds. So how I made this, and basically all the sounds in the drop, is that I took a sample from the Mood Kismet sample pack. I put them in a granulator, and then what I did is messed with the position, scan, and everything. So first of all, I added the EQ, boosted some low, cut some mud, and give it some more mid end. Then I'm using the 3 brand crossover and splitting the mid, high, and low signal. On the low signal, what I'm doing is I'm again adding the bass lane to make it more nice and wide. So you can clearly hear the harmonics. On the mid signal, I'm panning it to the right. And same I'm doing with the high signal, because what happens is when you granulate, sometimes it just messes with the panning of your sound. So that's why I'm using it. As you can hear, I'm using it to center the sound. Then I have this rift, and I'm using it to give it that nice and digital distortion. Then I have another rift, and I think that I am automating it in some section and using it as a variation for the first glitch sound. As you can see, yeah, I'm automating it here, and this is how it sounds. Then I'm using thermal And I'm using this preset called chill mixed bass, and I think it's some sort of reverb to put it in a space. Yep, it's a reverb, sounds really nice. And then I'm using this EQ to give it some tonal shaping, and I'm using this GM audio high frequency limiter. It's like Soothe but just for the high frequencies. It's just make it less harsh. So this is what it's removing, how it sounds. So this is before and this is afterwards. I think it's just much easier on the ears. Then I'm using this auto pan bass and it sounds like this. So it's just a nice wide layer to fill up for the glitch growl. Great together. I mean, check it out. Then I'm using these Moore Kismet basses from a sample pack and they just sound so good. So what I'm essentially trying to do is I'm trying to make a call and response pattern where the glitch growl calls for it and these all sounds respond. You didn't hear anything because the glitches are supposed to be the call for the second response. So yeah, that's why. Then I have these blown out basses over here from the Levitate sample pack. And then the main sound, yeah, it's again from the granulator thingy that I did. And as you can see, it doesn't have a lot of processing, but this is actually interesting. This color support. So you can see this is how it sounds without it. It sounds a bit empty, but now with the color support, which sounds like this. And how I made it is, let's check it out. So this is how it sounds without any processing. So first of all, I used an EQ to clean out all of the low end. Then I'm using a shifter and I'm shifting it down minus 265 Hertz. And it's been automated to go up. So it's like an octave jump, but then the snappies over here is actually making it that color bassy feel. Check it out. So good. Then some EQ to make space for the main bass. Yeah, just making space for the bass above. Some rift. So this is giving it like trance effect. Yeah, that trance gate effect. Then I'm using a Pro Q3 to again make spaces for the bass and some cleaning, some Haas effect to get it on the sides. And I'm using auto pan with some phase adjustment to make it wide and give it a new rhythm, which sounds like this. Then I have some glitches guitars. So this is how it sounds dry. And this is how it sounds with the effects. I just have this guitar rig over here and on the preset called Clean Air, you can see the settings over here. Nothing much is going on. It doesn't sound that different, but it's just there to act as a call around for the call, response, and then a call around from the guitar. Then I have these little ear candies to just fill the drop. And how I made these ear candies is that I put the main drop into Portal and then I did like a jam to get various different sounds and then I chopped them up and put them in various sections of the drop. So this is how the ear candies and the main basses sound together. Now, it sounds really empty because the main things are these glitches as well. First of all, I have this mellow glitch fill. As you can hear, it's just a very stretched out version of something. I don't even remember it, what it was. And then I have these glitches over here. You can see it gets like bomb bomb effect from this auto filter that I have over here. More glitches. I love this one. It's from the Moore Kismet sample pack. Shout out to Moore Kismet, man. More glitches over here. This is very nice. It's like very scrunchy. I don't know what to call it. More glitches. Just filling up the drop and making it sounds good. Just bit of noise. Together they sound like this. This one is actually so good. Then I have these vocal shots over here. And that's how the whole bass group sounds together. I don't have any synths here, just a limiter over here to catch the peaks. Yeah, just a couple of dBs to take care of the final limiter. Then coming to the samples, I have this breath sound over here and it sounds like this. You can see there's a bunch of processing it on it, but it's just to make it more open and fresh. Then I have this another baby sample I called. It's just panned left to right. Baby. Yeah, you can hear it. Then I have these drop FXs and make the drop fuller. Now I didn't want too much FXs, but just a little of them to make it fuller. And I think this is what I added. Then I have some risers. Again, just building tension to transition out of the drop because it's just such an hectic and chaotic drop. Then I have these pre-drop vocals and they sound like this. And if I unfreeze it, this is how I made them. This is how I sound without any effects. So what I'm doing is I'm pitching it down, -3 semitones. So it gets that darker pitch down effect. And then what I'm doing is if I'm making an audio rack and I have two chains over here, first of them is the dry signal. And then I have this low chain over here with elastic pitch, snap heap, EQ, and autopan. And what the elastic pitch is doing is again making a sound like that. Then I'm using snap heap and I'm using Nasco's growl preset to make a sound like this. And I'm using the EQ8 to clean up. And then the autopan to pan it left and right really, really fast. I think it's sick how it sounds. And then I'm using this VHS Rect preset from Roar. And I'm automating dry wet in. So you can see it's giving that really nice crunchy effect. Then we have this distort preset from Overdrive. Just adding more distortion. So that's it. That's basically the whole first drop. And the second drop also sounds very, very similar. There's just one fake out. And let me just show you how the fake out sounds. Drop it. So it's just one sample called Drop It. Drop it. Yep, similar processing, distortion, making it dirty. Very nice. And then we transition out into the outro, which is so, so good. Check it out. And one thing that I'm doing in this project is that I'm automating the BPM from 122 to 90, and it just gives it such a nice effect of release from all that hectic and chaotic drops. So that's it. That's how I made Blame. Thank you for watching this breakdown, and if you like how I did this one, you can check out the full breakdown on my Patreon. The link is in the description. Go sub to it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Another thing is that I did a voiceover to this whole thing because I live in so horrible conditions that I'm not able to record everything. So yeah, if you guys support it, maybe one day I will. Okay, that's it. Bye.